New tonight, in a move to safeguard his assets, Nicolas Maduro is finalizing a plan to move some of Venezuela's state-run oil company operations to Moscow. Here with me right now, Hans Humes of Greylock Capital, who is looking forward to the day when investment in Venezuela can begin for real. Hans, good to see you.
Thanks for having me on, Trish.
All right, so talk to me about how choked off Maduro really is financially right now.
I mean, with the new sanctions that the U.S. has put in place, it's obviously extremely difficult for the Maduro regime to get any kind of cash flow, which is why actually they're moving PDVSA to Moscow, or part of PDVSA to Moscow. At some level, they have to look for help anywhere they can get it. So the Indians, the Chinese, the Russians are really their only source of any kind of revenue at all. So, you know, until that source of cash gets blocked off, they may survive, but not for long.
So, like, how does it actually work? I mean, if they're so heavily sanctioned and no financial institution, no player really that we're friends with can do business with them, I mean, for the oil to get from Venezuela to, say, Cuba or wherever else it's intended to go, I would imagine that some money has to exchange hands. Are they just not sending any oil anywhere because it's completely shut down financially? I mean, the oil they send to Cuba as an exchange is basically barter. So they send about 60,000 barrels a day to Cuba. Cuba can process about 50,000 barrels. The other 10,000 they sell into the markets. That's in exchange for what they say are health services, some sports training, and quite frankly, it's mostly because of the intelligence that Cuba provides the Maduro regime. The other oil shipments that go to China and India, I mean, it's incredibly inefficient. It's expensive to export it, but they can get paid for that. My sense is that those sources of revenue will be, you know, crimped further with additional sanctions coming. One of the things that I find so perplexing about this now is that you have basically two sets of people running, if anybody's running the company, PDVSA, right? Because Juan Guaido has come out and named a new board, and, well, Nicolas Maduro has his board. And so you have these parallel boards, these parallel sets of teams that are running PDVSA. So who's really running it?
I think in this case, Citgo's an American company. So from what I've heard, the Guaido appointed board has begun moving into the facilities. And I would expect that over the next few weeks, it'll be effectively managed by the people that President Guaido has put into positions of power.
We saw Juan Guaido today out there calling for a strike. He wants a national strike. You'd be talking about, you know, 1 million+ workers that would not be going to work but would be out protesting the Maduro regime. Could that be a tipping point, Hans?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you think about Cory Aquino way back when in the Philippines calling for a national day of prayer, she effectively stopped the country in its tracks. If Guaido can get the unions to go on strike, if the few PDVSA workers who are actually productive don't show up, that will have to be the beginning of the end for the Maduro regime. They will not be able to operate if they have no cash flow.
Yeah, I mean, and it's getting harder and harder, and the sanctions are closing in on them. How long can they last, really, in this sort of interim space where, you know, they're turning to the likes of Russia and China? And I would imagine in due time, less so, because of the sanctions that we're putting in place will make it a little more difficult for some of this money to even transfer through some of those bank accounts. But how long do they have?
Who knows? I mean, they've lasted a lot longer than most people have thought. I think there were a lot of expectations by much of the world that especially when Juan Guaido came out, that the Maduro regime would crumble pretty quickly. But you're dealing with a bunch of people in the regime who are relatively well practiced at doing this kind of thing. So, you know, I think we have to expect that they have more staying power than we would think, given their financial resources. So, I mean, along those lines, certainly if the plan would be that Maduro decides, well, even if I have very few resources and revenues, I'll starve the people to pay the generals that keep me in power.
And that's, yeah, that's...
We'll probably have to come up with a game plan, you know, well fleshed out amnesty package to say, listen, this is, you know, clearly unsustainable. If you leave now, you get this. Otherwise, who knows?